Hello guys, good evening. Hello, yeah.
Yes, we can.
Alright, awesome. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Jason. Good evening, Jojo. Good evening, Shalua, Emmanuel, Olawale, Phoebe, and Zoana, and Francis. Good evening, guys. So good to have you guys here again. I mean, it's been 1 week. I mean, not 1 week. Let's say 5 days with you guys, and it's been amazing. Though some of you have been stressing me silently, but anyway, I love you guys. um,
Jeff, sorry, I can't hear you. Or is it just me?
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
we as well on YouTube,
Sorry, we didn't hear you.
Francis YouTube, and also Jeff's
Jeff,
YouTube. Can you
Jeff,
guys hear me clearly?
no, we didn't hear anything you said.
But I don't know if it's my network though. Please thumbs up if you can hear me and you can see my screen.
I'm
Okay.
looking at
Maybe it's my. Alright, thank you so much. Maybe it's my network. I don't know what's happening to my throat, but I'll be fine. So just bear with me if my voice sound a bit horrible today. So like I was saying that one of the ways you can support us is to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Francis owns I think Obi the King and Jeff owns Yemi Jeff, so you can support any of them. And then you can also check them out on social media. I think Francis posts amazing stuff on social media. I don't know about Jeff. Yeah. So yeah, today we are going to be talking about layouts and things to know about auto layouts. Sorry, I say auto layouts. Website layouts. So basically, this class will be focused more on web, like website, more than mobile. Right. So I know we've heard about layouts and or we've used layouts. We don't know what layout it is. So we'll be talking about that. And you after this class you'll be able to you realize that the current landing page that we are designing, we are also adapting some of these layouts in the current landing page. You're like, oh, this is the layouts that we use. Yeah, so that's what we are going to be talking about in today's class. Uh, I know theory class most times can be just talk, but I also want you guys to pay attention to it because it's important to learn the theoretical part of design because it is what will help you when you're making decisions while designing, right? So pay attention to the theoretical part. If you have time, you can read books like design books and all of that. I think maybe by next week we're going to share a design book to you guys for you guys to also like read. But it helps a lot. So what is a website layout? A website layout is a pattern or framework that defines a website structure, right? So it has the role of structuring the information present on a site, both for the website owner, that's the owner of the website, and for the users, which is the visitors, people who come to visit the website. So website layout, excuse me, it provides clear paths for navigation within web pages. Right? So provides clear path for navigation within your page. This puts the most important element of the website front and center. Right. So whenever you're working on any website, you're choosing that these are the things that you should prioritize. Right. These things that I mentioned in this page here. Why should you choose one layout over another? So there are different reasons why you should choose one layout over another. So a good layout keeps the users on the site because it makes important information easily accessible and intuitive to find. A bad layout frustrates users, which then quickly leave the site because they can't find what they are looking for. So the reason why people would visit any site is because they're looking for something, right? It's either they are coming to be entertained, or it's either they are coming to make payments, or either they are coming to do something. So everybody who visits any website is looking for something. Either they're coming to shop online, or they're coming to be entertained, or they're coming to perform a transaction. Yeah, they're coming to do something actually. So you have to make sure that your layout does not frustrate your users or your visitors. So now we're going to be talking about the best website layouts with proven success, right? So these are some of the best website layouts. It might be more than this, but these are just some that you can practice or you can use with while designing. The first one is the zigzag layouts. A lot of us use these layouts very well. The zigzag layouts. So research revealed how users um, use to scan the web page contents. The eyes move along the zigzag pattern. So zigzag layouts, you can see that we have information and picture here. This part we have just picture. If you go down here, it is inverted. This part you have pictures, this part you have the text and information. If you go here, this part you have, so it's going like zigzag, right? So it's called zigzag layouts. A lot of people use this kind of layouts in their design and it always come out well. So this is the first. The second one is the F-shaped layouts. F-shaped layouts follows another widely known scanning behavior where the eyes move across a page in um, letter F. It's supposed to be a letter F pattern. This layout is suitable for a wide range of websites from e-commerce websites to portfolio websites. So if you go to e-commerce websites, you see a lot of this kind of layouts, right? Like the eyes can in F, letter F pattern. The other layouts we have, the third one is the full screen layouts. Netflix uses this kind of layout. I've not seen the latest update of Netflix, so I don't know. I think they still use this, but as at the time of creating this slide, this is what Netflix was using, right? The full screen photo layouts. And other websites who use this layout. I mean, I'm sure would have come across websites that use this layout before. So in this case, the layout implies spreading up content upon the full screen photo slash image, right? The text section or menu are there to support the living image. So you can see we have the menu here, and then you have the information in the center, and then the picture is just like in the background, right? So you have the full screen picture in the background, and then you have your everything on top of it. So if you're using this kind of layout, one of the things that you should pay attention to is your contrast, right? So what I mean by contrast is your contrast of your background. So you ensure that your background do not overshadow your information in the sense that your background is not so bright, it's not so light. Because if you have a background that is very bright and light, it will be very difficult for you to see this content here. So I mean it will be distracting. So one of the ways you should ensure that is make sure that okay, you try to make the background very not very dark but dark so that this one it comes out right. The next one we have is the grid layouts. We use this a lot. So we have different grid layouts. We have bento grid, we have like different grid layouts and all of that. So information is organized into grids, making it easy to browse. and people can stop to specific topic of interest. So you categorize. This kind of layouts helps you to categorize, help you to put things into categories, right? So good layouts allow for equal distribution of text, photos, videos onto web pages, letting the user decide upon the importance of each. So I mean, you can see this is Akia, their site. They have different layouts. I don't know if they've updated their site, but as of the time of creating this is how it looked like. And then the other one we have is that's number five. We have the one column layout. If you read um, articles a lot or blog posts, you see that they use this kind of layout. If you read Medium, they use this kind of layout. Yeah, talking about Medium, um, I I've not posted in a while, but I'm going back to it. So I used to write, or let me say, I'll still go back to writing. So I have some Medium posts that can be of help to you. I think I wrote about design a few times. So you can check it out. Maybe Substack or Medium. Yeah, that aside. Um, this layout organize information into single column layout, and it's one of the simplest layout. Like this layout is very simple and easy, right? So you just put your text, you put your photo or your image, but in as much as it looks simple and easy, you must ensure that you understand white space, right? During typography, we talked about white space, right? So white space doesn't mean that the background is white. It means that it's still negative. Okay, you must understand negative space or white space. You can see the way um, this design is properly, like everything is aligned. You can see the alignment. So if you're using single column layers, ensure that you understand alignments and all of that. So um, it's easy to follow. The need to scan is nothing more than identifying the key points of interest into that single column. And then another thing we should also ensure when working on this kind of layout is hierarchy. I mean, every layout you ensure hierarchy, but you can see that here hierarchy is also very important. Like hierarchy in typography also. You can see like this one is the heading, this one is the body, this one is the um, maybe title or caption of the photo or something like that. So hierarchy is very important. Then another one is featured image layouts. So I'm going to ask a question. Can anybody give me an example of featured image layout that you have seen recently? Let me see if you guys are following this class.
The first tax that we did.
Oh, that's good. Who was that? Who was that?
It looks like the hero session. An hero page. What was that thing that we called it?
Awesome. Who was the first person that answered? I didn't get to. But anyways, well done. It was the first time we did the hero section, right? So it's called a featured image layout. I'm glad that you guys are really following. So one of the most frequent layouts nowadays implies setting up a featured image representative of each page in the website. The image serves to concentrate attention and interest to focal points, right? Like you have the image, you have the text, so it's like they're balancing each other. So yeah, or they balance each other in the straight line. So the seventh one is asymmetrical layout. Asymmetrical layout. So this layout is also very nice. Like, I enjoy using this layout. So, asymmetrical layout plays with the rule of symmetry to the point of bending them in favor of a unique promise, right? There is more. Okay, this is more we have to offer than perfection. Okay, there is more we have to offer than perfection. I'm sorry, guys. So when you're working on this layout, what this whole text, what this is saying is that if you're working with this layout, right, it's not just you're not just trying to achieve perfection alone, but you're trying to ensure that everything is properly aligned, everything is properly placed, and then everything balanced with each other, right? So you can see the alignments here from the top to the bottom, right? So this one and this guy is covering till this part. It's not like it's stopping halfway. So imagine if you're working with a client or you're working on a project and then they gave you three, or how many? We have one, two, three, four, five. So they give you five different cities, right? And they say you represent these five different cities. I mean, instead of putting it on the street light, sounds funny when I say on the street light, you can use this to you can use this to arrange, you can use this kind of layout to properly maximize your space, right? So you try to do it in such a way that you don't take too much space, but you balance each other, you balance everything. So if you do one, two, three, you can instead of just leaving one space empty, I mean it's going to be off. So you can see that this whole place down to this side, everything is balanced. Like everything is balanced. So this layout also is very important. For you to achieve this layout, you may need to sketch it first to achieve this layout. Actually, if you want to design, our advice is before you design anything, make sure you sketch. It's easier to sketch before you start designing. It will save you a lot of stress. Actually, so try to um, have the habit of sketching first before designing. Then the other one we have is the split screen layout. This type of layout refers to both vertical split screen and horizontal split screen. So if you look at some websites, you see that they have one side of the screen has just text, the other side has image or video or motion. It looks like um, the other layouts that we talked about. I think which one? It looks like featured image layouts, but it's different. This one, the screen is split into like two distinct areas, right? So people use this kind of layouts for their website depending on what they're working on. Most people use it for portfolio website most times. Most times. Then we have the headline and thumbnails gallery layout. So this layout is usually used. You can see that it has the headline, it has the thumbnail, and then and everything. So headline and thumbnail gallery oh, Jesus, English. Gallery layouts. So this one is also, it looks easy, but you have to pay attention to details. Like I said, I know we are looking at this layout and you're like, they look easy. Just put draw um, box and then add your text and all of that. It's you have to pay attention to details, right? To look at the text, you can see that this text they are arranged in such a way that the first line is longer, the second line is shorter, this one is shortest. It's going like that. It's going like inverted pyramid, right? Like inverted pyramid. So you can see this one, everything on top here is like inverted pyramid, but this one down here is different. Right? So like this one down here is different from the one we have up here. But for me, if I'm designing something like this, I like making all of them the same way. Like it's all aligned. So you are not just having maybe the first line is shorter, the second line. So if I'm going with the first line being the shortest, it has to go like that. If I'm going with the first line being the longest, then it has to go that way too, right? So yeah, you can also use this layout for your website. And mind you can use multiple layouts in a single website. So it doesn't mean you just need to stick to one layout or right? If you pay attention to what we in design, you see that we've used something like this before, right? The other one is the modular layout, also known as the card layout. So this one too, we use this layout in our current design. So this layout is tightly related to material design. Design protocol launched by Google. So material design is launched by Google. It's becoming increasingly popular due to its flexibility and responsiveness. The modular layout means each unit of content, text, image, videos, buttons, is included in a single card. So everything you have, text, image, buttons, we have used this before. They are all in a single card. And one thing I like about this layout is that if you do one, you can duplicate and just edit. So, I mean, if I'm designing this, I'll just create one, convert it to a component, then duplicate as variants, and then make edits. I know it sounds like what's components and what's variant, but in future you learn about that. But understanding this kind of layout will help you a lot. So card layout is also very important. Card layout, testimonial section we did was also card layout. So it doesn't have to be like this. And also these are books that you can read too. Like these are books that you can read. I've read some of these books. They are short books. Another amazing thing about these books. They're short books. So if you want to get some of these books, you can go to UX Pin. Yeah. So it's free now, but as at then, it's still free. Most of them is still free. So UX Pin, you learn a lot about UX, UI, and all of that. I know AI is scattering everything, but it's good to also know the foundation. So you can go to UX. The other one we have is the magazine layout. This layout is actually you have to know what you're doing first. If you work in editorial design, work in magazine, you would you would need to use this kind of layout. Like it's used for also blog posts and all of that. So magazine layouts, as it is encountered nowadays, tend to be a mismatch of some other layouts. So you have different layouts in this magazine layout. You have the headline thumbnail gallery layout, you have the F-shape layout, you have the featured image layout. Like you have multiple layouts in combined to fix this magazine layout. So it has like a lot going on in this magazine layout. And then the other one we have is single page layout. So like your Google, your Gmail, single page layout. Most times you are used for like web pages, or it's like you have a web app. Sorry, it's a web app. Single page layout. So a common website layout we wanted to this layout due to characteristics. It's combine multiple action into one page. Gmail into one page, e.g. Gmail. Content is loaded dynamically using JavaScript. So I don't want to talk about all of this because it's still for you to understand this, you need to understand like development part of this. But don't stress yourself. This is just a single page layout. Just so that you know it. You don't need to understand every of those things. So why is calling this a single page layout? Because this page reloads dynamically. So you don't have to reload it. It will reload itself. And then it's using JavaScript. It's not just HTML or CSS and all of that. Then the last one we have is the radial symmetric layouts. I know now a lot of people use this kind of layout for their portfolio websites. You go to some companies, so they use this kind of layout, right? So you have the focal points, the image or the this in the center, and then you have everything surrounding it. I mean, it's a layout that looks very nice, like very cool and all of that, but you need to understand what you're doing before you do this kind of layout. So this layout looks simple, but they're not as simple as you look, right? Not simple as you look. So that's one thing about having a good design. So making the design simple is not as simple as it seems. So that's that about layouts. Any question? Does anyone know what this means? Can anyone pronounce what it's going to be?
Thank you.
Oh, awesome. All right, so I think we don't have any question again. Um,
Sorry,
I
good
believe.
evening. I have a question.
Uh, all right.
Sorry, and thank you for class. I really learned a lot about layouts. But my question is, how exactly do we know when to use a particular layout, especially if we want to like combine? Is it possible like there are some layouts that they're not good together, or like how do we know when to combine and when to use particular layouts? Exactly, that's my question.
Okay. All right. So, like, if you go through some of the slide, right? So, like, for example, how to know when to combine some layouts? You have to also know what you are working on. Like, if you follow the class I will be teaching from the first, or the what's it called? Or the theory class. One of the things I always say is that for you to make decisions when it comes to typography, colors, layout, is to understand the product, understand what you're working on. It will help inform you on how to combine some of these layouts, right? So, for example, you might be working on some projects, right? And then you use. So the thing is, if you're working on e-commerce, right, one of the things you have to prioritize is that e-commerce has a lot of information. So you have to know that, oh, one of the things I'm going to be using is either the F-shape layout or using the card layout, because this is a card layout, right? This single layout is a card layout. You're using the F-shape layout, you're using the card layout. And then you know the layouts that you're not using, which is you're probably not using the zigzag layouts. Right? So one of the things about choosing layouts is knowing what not to use. Let me put it that way. Because if you say okay, you want to, instead of looking for what to use, when you are sketching, sketch your website, and then you look at the flow of the information. It informs you of what not to use. So if you are using zigzag in that kind of scenario, you will know that, oh, I shouldn't use zigzag in this e-commerce because one, I have a lot of information to put out here, and I don't have that luxury of space to using this zigzag layer, so I'm going to use this layer. Right? If you're working on a landing page, you know that, oh, I may use a zigzag layout for this landing page, or I may use the full screen layout for the hero section. So, like, you know, okay, I may use this, I may use that, and all of that. And you can combine more than one layout. So, for the hero section, you can use the full screen layout like this. For the about us section, you can use the zigzag layout, or use um, um, featured image layout, right? For the other section, you can use, like, you just know what to use. And then if you're working on a landing page, you know that, oh, I cannot use the one coordinate for that. Like, I can't use this. Then if you're working on a blog or you're working on a newsletter, you know that, oh, I should use the one coordinate, I shouldn't use this kind of layout. So I think what would guide you is knowing what not to use instead of trying to look for what to use. I don't know if that makes sense. So there's something called de-emphasize to emphasize in design, right? So what that means is that you try as much as possible to remove a lot of things to ensure to give you room to pay attention to the things that you need to use, right? So for example, I have a lot of things on my screen and I want to pay attention to the important things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to de-emphasize. To de-emphasize means that I'm trying to remove the unimportant things. And then when I remove the unimportant things, the important things they'll start shining. Let me just put it that way. So knowing not what to use will help you pick what to use. Does this make sense, guys? I don't know if this makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does. Thank you. Thank you.
Alright,
I think
so
it does.
I think it does. Okay, we have another question. Um, are these layouts types of layouts or particular which are applicable to every website? There are types of layouts, right? And it's not applicable to only one website. You can use more than one layout for one website. What about phone apps? So this is for, like I said, it's website layout. It's not for phone, right? It's website. It's not for phone. So if you're working for mobile and all of that, mobile has their own. Um, you have your own layout when it comes to mobile, depending on what you're working on. And mobile layouts is not like web. So if you notice what I'm speaking about is web also. I don't know if that answered the question for you. What's the name of the website you get it? UXP. Got UXP. I think maybe UXP.com or something. So it's like it's an organization. I think they have resources, they have different stuff. You get it here. So I saw someone was also raised before.
Okay, confirm if you can see my screen. Okay, it's already 8:45. I hope it doesn't close early. Okay. Okay. So, um, I think in the next 15 minutes you should get ready to join another call. But for now, let's just continue. So today we are going to be designing the last part of the landing page, which is the footer. Alright. So I'm just going to bring it out and also put here, and then we're going to design together, and then I'm going to tell you guys what to do, right? Because this is like the easiest part of this whole design, right? So I'm also going to guide you on how you're going to present your file, right? Because um, after after today's class, tomorrow is the review. So I would want all the designs you have put, I mean all the designs you have designed to be in one landing page, you get, so that you would have a full landing page, you get. So we're going to go over it today. So let me start by creating what letter, I mean creating a frame. So I'm going to click on letter F like that, and then I come here and click on desktop, and then I can adjust this, just adjust the width, I mean the height rather. This width is from left to right, height is from up to but top to bottom. Anyways, so what's the next thing? We have to use our layout guide. So I'm going to come here and click on layout guide, and I'll change this from grid to columns. I'm always using a count of 12, and then the type should be stretch, the margin should be 100. Yep. So now we have our layout grid, and let me see, I don't know if you can see it, but it's following the same grid like that, because that's the exact one I used while designing this one you're seeing here. So now what's the next thing we are going to do is we are going to write the first text, which is, I'm meant to write shopper here, but I think Checkmate was already in my head, so I just wrote, so I'm going to write shopper because that's the name of our landing page, right? So let me use shopper. So I'm going to write shopper, and don't forget we have been using a guide for our text, right? We have been using a guide throughout our design. I've already told us in, I think, was it 2 days ago, about how to use this header text and where to use them, right? So for this body now, you can use it for all these like texts, you get, all this small text and all that. Then if you are maybe writing something even smaller than that, you can use 14. I would advise maybe using 14 or 16 to be your lowest instead of 12, because 12 could be too tiny, like when you are viewing it on the screen like that. So yeah, I will only just suggest 14 or 16. Some people use 12, but 12, I mean 14 or 16 is okay for me. So the first thing I'm going to do is write this text, which is shopper, So I can use maybe like header 3, which is 32. So let me see. C to write our text, and what type shopper, right? Let me change it to inter, right? So we have in shopper. Now the next thing is what we have: clothes that suit your style, right? We have clothes that suit your style. So let me copy this, just type here. So I'm going to click on letter T again to type. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so I'm going to click on letter T to type, and I'm just going to write we have, let me use, we have clothes. What should I write it? We have what? Clothes that suit your style. Okay, we have clothes that suit your style. Yeah, classy, classy, classy wears. Okay, how am I writing? Wears. Okay, good. And then I drag it here, change the font back to Inter. I'm just using Inter because for the sake of the practice, I'm using Inter. For those that may not have been able to download the fonts that we use from the start, right? In my own design, I used this font, which is Cabinet Brotex. Can you see it here? And Satoshi for like smaller fonts. So that's what I used. So in case you can't download the font just yet, then you can use Inter because it's already installed on Figma. So I have the first text. I have it here. But let's say I want to let me just edit it so it's with the same. Control C and paste it here. Control V. Good. Just going to drag it like that. Yep, maybe like this. I think this is okay. Yeah, and then I put this. Okay, let me first design everything and then I put it into a frame. So the next thing is what this Twitter logo, Facebook and Instagram logo, right? So how did I tell you can create a circle yesterday, right? You can use a frame to create a circle. And what do you do first? Click on letter F on your keyboard and then you drag, right? Maybe this, and then I put a fill to it. Come here, that's putting a color to it. I come here, click on add. Let me just use black so that everybody can see it, because if it's on a white background you won't be able to see it. So now you can see this, right? Let me drag it down a bit. Right, now we have this first one, which is this one, the Twitter one, and I can just come here. How do I curve the edges? I go to appearance, I go to corner radius under appearance, and then I just maybe use, let's say 10. I think I should use maybe like 30. Yeah, so I use 30 for this. And now we have our first our first circle, our first frame that we turned into a circle, and I want to put the Twitter logo inside it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to Iconify. That's the plugin I've been using for this class, and I'll go again. How do I go to Iconify? Come here, right? I click on this, go to plugins, then I go to manage plugins, search Iconify, and then you come here and select it. Right, now it's running, it's loading. Okay, so what am I going to search? Twitter. I think it should have here. See the bird here. So I can drag it out. I can also search Instagram. Come here. Let me use this one. Drag it out. Then let me use Facebook as well. Facebook. And then I drag. Which one should I use? I think I should use one that has it curved. Let me just use this one. Yeah, let me use this one. Yeah. Okay, now I can cancel this. Now, what do I want to do first? I'm going to put this Twitter logo into this frame. So I'll just tap on it, Control C, then tap inside this circle and Control V. Then I can adjust it. Maybe let me expand the circle a bit. Yeah, good. So I think it's, let me make it a bit smaller. Yeah. And how am I making it small? I'm just holding on my shift key, then you put your cursor on the edge and drag it like that, and then like that. See, so I've been able to do the first one. Now I want to duplicate this. What am I going to do? Control C, Control V, and drag, or delete. You tap on this one and Control what, D, which is to also duplicate, and then you drag it. You see that? So now I've created two. I have the Twitter. This is going to be the frame for maybe Instagram. What is this? Okay. And then this one is going to be the one for Facebook. So now I have the Twitter, right? I'll get Instagram logo, Control C. I come here, delete this one, tap on this frame and Control what, V, to paste it inside. So one thing I'm doing is I'm also making sure that the sizing of this one is almost similar to this one. You get? So this one does not look like, now if you look at it, it does not look the same, it does not look equal. This one's Twitter's logo is kind of tiny and this one is kind of big. So I can adjust this using my shift key and holding on the head and dragging down, and then adjust this to the middle. So they are now almost like the same. Can you see it looks now similar? What can I do again? I can click on this one and Control D, and I'll drag. You get? That's another way. But you know, we can also use frames. Don't forget, if I want to do all these things with frames, it's easier. Let me show you. Let me delete these two. Now let's assume I have only this one, right? I'll do Control D to duplicate one. Now I'll put this one and this one in one frame. So how am I going to do it? I'll hold on the Twitter circle and hold on my shift key, hold on to this one and click on what, Shift A. Now I've created a what, frame from this. I've created a frame from this, and if I want to duplicate, I'll just hold on to this one, tap and duplicate by doing what's Control D. Can you see that? Now I can easily, let's say what's the spacing? This one is 6, this one is 6, but I want it to be maybe 10. So I can just come here. Can you see this place here? And I'll just tap on what, 10. Can you see that? So that's how you can easily adjust spacing. What spacing did I use here? Let me check. I used, I think, 12. Okay, so I can decide to use 12 again, or I can leave it as 10. Anyway, you can see I can easily adjust that. Now I've been able to create this first one. Now I'm going to do this one, and this one. Do you get? So that's what we are going to do now. So what are we going to, okay, I think we are 3 minutes to the end of this class. I think we should join a new one before sorry before this class closes, right? Because I'm sure you can get carried away and then the class will just end, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to create a new meeting link now. Yeah, created. So I'll add the link on the group now. I'm sure. What's going on? Okay, so I've added the link on the group. Let's join that one before this meeting closes. See you guys in the next one. Bye.
No, again. Before now, I don't finish.
Sorry, please mute your mic. Why is it still asking for? I'm meant to just be able to do that. Ready. Okay. Can we all hear me now? Are we good?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So far, have we been able to understand everything I've been doing? Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, nice. So, I think I can go ahead then. Let me this one. Yeah. So now let me continue from where I stopped. Right. So I've taught us how to create this first one, this whole text, and then these logos, how we brought them in, right? So what do I want to do now? I want to make these three a frame so that the spacing between this shopper and this one will be the same, and the spacing between this one and this one will also be the same. What am I going to use? Frame. How am I going to do that? I'll click on this one, hold on my shift key, click on this one, hold on my shift key, click on this one, and what? Control A. Now the spacing will be equal 30 and 30. So always use frames in your design. They make your work very clean and make it very aligned, and it looks very structured. Yeah. And then you'd hardly make mistakes. You hardly make any mistakes when you're using frames. So yeah, that's about it. Okay, so we have been able to create the first one, right? So now we are going to this one, which is quick links. We are going to do this one too as well, right? And we're going to use frames, right? So how am I going to do it? The first thing I'm going to write is what's my text. And how do I write text? Letter T. And I'll come here and write quick, let me use enter. Quick link or links, right? So I've written this. Now next thing is what's home, shop, about, and contact. Now this first one is obviously going to be bolder because you're trying to make people understand that, like, this is your, how do I say it? This is how they'll know that, okay, we have quick links here, and then the rest are like the links you can tap. This one to support, and these are links you can tap, like that. Do you get? So quick links. Now what am I going to write next? Home. So I can Control C, Control V, and drag it down like that, and then write what? Home. 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 Okay. So, home. I see it's still good. I want it to be good. So this one is currently bold. Can we say that? Can you guys see it? This one is currently bold, right? So now I'm going to make it maybe like regular. Yeah. And then this one, the size of this one is what? 16. So we can make this one, what do we use here? I think 16 too. Okay, 14. We can make this one 14. Don't forget, we are using this one again. Can you see it? We just use this 16 now here, right? And now we are using 14 for a smaller text than that one. You get? So that's how we did it. So now let's go. We have done home. The next one is what? About, shop, about, and contact. So what can I do? I can duplicate this, Control D, and drag it down. Now I want to create a frame with these two, this one and this two. What am I going to do? Tap on this one, hold on my shift key, tap on this one, and what? Shift A. Now what else do? I tap on this one and Control D, tap it again, Control D. Now I've been able to easily what? Create the home, about, contact, and shop text. So I mean the space for each of them. Do you get, instead of duplicating one by one? So now I can just come here and edit the text. Just write about, alright, contacts, alright, shop. Maybe some special stuff here. Yeah. So are we following to this point? Yeah. So now I've been able to adjust this one and this one. Now if you look at it, this same thing here is literally the same as this. Literally the same as this. It's just different text, right? So do I need to start writing again letter T and start writing tap 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 tap? No, I don't. What I need to do is I need to use this one that I've used, this first one. Now let me make this to a frame first and put it inside the frame. So I put this one and this one. You know we have already made all of these ones a frame before. So now you put this one, which is quick links. Hold on your shift key and click all these ones and make all of them one frame by using what, shift A. Now I've been able to do one, right? Now what am I going to do? I'm just going to duplicate it again. Now what do? I can do Ctrl D and what, drag it out. See that I've dragged it out. So I've been able to create like two now. Now if I want another one of this one, I can just, or if I want maybe like four, maybe I want 1 2 3 4, what am I going to do? I'll use frames again. How do I do that? I'll click on this one. You know I've made a whole frame now. I'll now hold on my shift key, click on this one and what, shift A. Now I'm going to duplicate it twice because I want 4. I'm just coming here, double tap on this one, Ctrl D, Ctrl D. You see that? Now I've been able to do 4 of these things, and the only thing I'm going to be doing is editing the text. Do you get? And it will make my work faster. Now I don't know, let's say this stuff now, let's say I design it like this. You can see that it's not properly aligned with this one. What can I do? I can either decide that, okay, let me drag it up like this, or I'll be trying and trying until it fits like this. Do you get? That's one. But I don't always tell people to do that kind of style. So what I'll do is I would click on this one and make it a frame. That way everything will be aligned properly. Do you get? So I'll click on this one. You know we already created a frame with this whole thing, and this one too is a whole frame. So now I'll click on this one, hold on my shift key, click on this one and what, shift A. Can you see? Now they are all aligned together. Do you get? They are all aligned together. Now I can easily adjust the space like this if I want it like this, or I can adjust the space in between all these ones, and I come here, this one is 77, see it, 77, 77, 77. I want to adjust it to maybe 70, or let me increase it to maybe 80. I can do that. And if I want to reduce the spacing between this shopper and all these ones, I'll just come here. Can you see this one? This one is 190. I'll come here and reduce it like that. Can you see that? So you can make your work very easy for you with the use of what, frames. So I would always suggest, when you are designing, use frames. It makes your work very easy. And if it may sound like, how am I going to do all this? But the moment you start practicing it and you are doing it consistently, trust me, it will become very easy for you, right? So use frames in your work, and trust me, your work will be very, very, very easy. So let me adjust this one to maybe 190, like this. So can you see, I've been able to create this footer now. You see that? See the footer, right? I've been able to create it. And let's say I just want to adjust the spacing between this one. I can just come here and what, increase like that. Now can you see the spacing? I've been able to adjust all the spacing easily. Do you understand that? So that's how I created this first section. Now this one here you're seeing, you can see it's like a line, but it's just, look at it, it's a line. Can you see it? It's a line I put there, and then I just wrote checkmate. Let me change this one to shopper again. Shopper at copyright 2026, all rights reserved. All right, so if I want to do that, it's easy. What do I need to do to create a line? Right, to create a line, all you need to tap is letter L. L for lion, or Lionel Messi, my goat. Yeah, so you can use letter L, and you just hold on your shift. You have, first, don't forget to, first thing is what, click on letter L. I've clicked on it now, that's why it's showing this thing like this. Now what do? Let's say I want to drag it from here to here. I'll go to the point where I want to drag it, hold on my what, shift key again, and drag. Can you see that? So I've dragged it from one point to another point. Can you see that? And that's how I've been able to do it. And let's say your line, let's say after you've dragged it now, and you end up seeing your line like this. So instead of it to be straight, you end up drawing something like this, and you're like, how am I going to take it back? You can just come here. Can you see this thing here? Rotation. It's saying that your line is bent in a particular way. You get? So what am I going to do? I want it to be leveled back. So I'm just going to come here and type 0. Can you see it? Now it is straight again. But let's say I want it to be like from a horizontal line, I want to change to vertical line. What am I going to do? Maybe write 90. Can you see that? That's changed. Do you understand? So, but I want it to be 0 because I want it to be an horizontal line. Do you get? So that's how I created this line that you're seeing here that was just faint. And then what else did I do? I wrote this text, shopper copyright 2026, all rights reserved. Now I can come here again. Let's say I want to write my text, right? I can write letter what, T, right here. I write shopper 2026. Then I write all rights reserved. Right now, if you look at it, it's not properly aligned. You can see that it's not in the middle. In the middle is somewhere like here. See how I'm taking so long to even find the middle. Can you see how long it's taking? Because now I found it. You can see that the middle is here. But imagine if you wrote your text here. Now you have to be dragging and dragging and dragging and dragging before you now find out, oh, this is the middle. But instead of you to do that, what you can do is what? Use frames. And how am I going to do it? I want this text to go to the middle without me dragging it there. So how am I going to do it? I'll click on this first one. You know, everything here now is a what? A frame. This one is a line, and this one is a text. Now I'll click on this first frame. Hold on what? My shift key on my keyboard. Tap on this one. Tap on this one, and what? Shift A. So it's showing that it's left aligned now, right? So the reason why it's here is because it's left aligned. But if I want to move this shopper to the middle, if you come here, what do you see here? Look at this. Can you see these dots? All these points is showing where the alignment. Do you get? Now look at it. If you look at it here, is what? Align top left. Can you see that? Here is what? Align top center. This one is what? Align top right. But I want it to be what? Center. So I can just come here and click on this. Let me see something. Oh, okay. I think the reason why it did not work was because the text is, look at the text. The text, what would I call it? Text fill is from here to here. So, but let me adjust the text fill. What I can do is I can click on this thing here. Auto width, that's the width of the text. The width of the text. So I can either drag it like this. Can you see that? Can you see that? Now it has adjusted to the center because I've moved it to the center. But if I move it back to the right, look at it has gone back there. But if I move it to the center, you can see it. If I move it to the right, it's gone back. If I move it to the left, it goes back. Can you see that? So I want it to be centered, and that's how I was able to do this. Draw this line and write this text. Can you see that? So you have to start from the first one, then you move to the second, use frames, organize your work well, and then you move on like that, like that, like that. So now this all these text, they are color black, right? But I want my footer to be like the color of my footer, which is this black. I want it to be black. This one is white, so I want to change this one to what's it called? I want to change this color of the frame from white to black. So I can, let me first change the color of this text. All these text, all of them, they are all black. So let me change the color first. So what I can do is what, to change color, what do I say? You can come here like this. You can see this one is 000 showing black. So I can tap on this box, click on my sample color, and I click on this one. Boom. Oh, okay, I want to change the color of the text, sorry. So let me click on this one, sample color, and maybe click on this. So now all of them are what, white. That's why you can't see it, because it's white text on white. Now let me change this one too. This one is what, this one is black. So I want to make this white, maybe let me first change to red. Then I'll make this one, we are going to use a black background, don't forget. I want this circle to be white. So now what am I going to do? All the circles are black. I'll change them to white first. So I'll come here, change it to white, and drag it up like this, and then change all these birds, the logos, to black. Come here, click on this one, change it to black. Now you cannot see anything because everything I did was, the text were all white. But if I change the color of this background now, you see that you can be able to see everything. So let's change it. So I click on this frame and I change the color of the white. I come here, can you see it? Click on this F here, click on sample, and change it to black. Why is it not showing? Oh, did I change it to, okay, let me change the color. All the text, they are all here. Let me change it to white. I click on
your layout grid is up.
No, don't worry. It's not even, it's the text. The text is not white. I'll click on this. Now I'll change it to what color? White. Can you see it? Now it has come out. Before I think I used color black instead. I don't know why. I think I maybe mistakenly clicked something. But can you see it? That's how we, let me put off the layout grid. But can you see that? So that's how I was able to create this thing here. But if you look at this line is showing so much, and I don't want it to show you. Look at this one. This one is faint, like it's not showing so much, right? So what am I going to do? If I want to reduce the color of a, like let's say this white, I want to reduce the shade. So I don't want it to be too high. So this is what they call opacity. There's something called opacity. Opacity is more like the, how do I explain this in a way that everyone can understand? Let me use actions to describe it. So let's say now it is very white, right? But I want it to be a lower shade of this white. I'll just come here. Can you see this thing that is 100? It's showing that this is the highest. If you look at it, it's showing opacity, right? This is the highest color of this white, right? Now I want to reduce it to maybe 10. Have you seen that? Now from that very white that it was before, it's now this color. Can you see it? Because I reduced the opacity of the color. Do you get? So if I increase it back, let me tap on the line again. If I increase, now it's 10, Abby. If I increase it to 50, you see that it has increased again. If I tap on the line again and increase it to 100, you see that it will be very white. Can you see that it's now very wide again? But I don't want this line to be so obvious, so I'll just tap on the line and what reduce it back to 10. Can you see that? And now I've been able to get this exact design here. Can you see it? So that's how we were able to, create things from scratch and slowly build them, duplicate things so that you don't have to start from scratch over and over and over again. So when you are designing when I give you the task to design this section now, I would love that maybe you can start with, when you click on letter F and then click on your desktop, you can just change your own color of this frame to black first, right? Click on sample color, change it to black, and then you start designing with your white text, so it's easier for you. You get, so you can just from there so that you can just from there what's it called, start texting. I say texting, you can from there start typing your text. You can now start writing maybe shopper, and then you can see his white text, and then you go on like that, and finish your whole design. Do you get? So it will be easier for you, instead of using a white background then changing the color of the text and all that. You can just start with a black background and then use white text, so it will be faster for you. Do you get? So that's what I would say. So now from this we have been able to design all the sections of a landing page. You can see it. We have been able to design all the sections, all of them. Now in this your task 5, what I would want you to do, you're not going to submit only this last section, no, you're going to submit everything as a whole, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. So you can see these are all the sections we have been able to design for the past 5 days, right? And what we are going to do is all these sections you're seeing, we'll put it inside one page, and I'll tell you how to do it. So how do I do that? If I want to put all this inside one page, I'm just going to click on letter F on my keyboard, go to desktop like this, and then just drag down and drag down. Now this is a frame, right? This desktop is a frame. What I'm just going to do is carry task 1 and put it inside like that. Carry task 2, put it inside. Let me change the color of the background of this thing so that you can really see it. So this is task 2, Abby. Carry it, drag it, no spacing, don't put any space. Can you see that? Carry task 3, drag it and put it inside like that. Task 4, like that. Task 5, same thing. Like that. Okay, let me move this one up a bit. Yeah. Can you see it? So now you can see this ending of this page. I'll just tap on this main one, which is the overall, the one that has everything, and then just drag this one up, put it on, and that is how you can have a full landing page. So if I move this now, can you see it? All of them now are all together. So now in your design for task 5, you are going to carry a frame like this, carry desktop, drag it down, and put all your tasks that you have done, task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, task 5, everything, put everything inside here like that, and then submit it. So I want to, by the time I click on this and I move your file like this, I should be able to see that everything is inside one file, inside one page. You get? So that's what I want us to do for task 5, because this is how you would be designing Do you get? This is how you are going to be designing real life, where you're doing projects, and where you're not going to be giving developer just one screen like this. Then you say, oh, this is another screen. Then you say this is another screen. No, you're going to give him the whole landing page like this. You get? And this is how we have been able to do our shopper landing page. Can you see that? Which is the same thing that I did here. Can you see this? Same thing. Can you see that? So I've been able to do the exact same thing that I designed here, with all of us together. What an amazing thing to do. Yeah, so I think I'm more than happy that we were able to do this. So over to you guys now. I think questions. Let's go. Phoebe, over to you.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you so much, Obi, for your time. I've really learned a lot, like so much. So my question now is, for some of us, okay, let me speak for myself. Some of the pages I was able to recreate, the width is quite longer than some others. So how do we go about the arrangement?
The width is longer, which is from left to right. You mean from
Yes,
here to
yes,
here?
yes. I think that was yesterday.
You
Okay, no, today's task.
you will need to adjust it. You will need to adjust it because the truth is, in your design, one particular section, the width cannot be longer like this, and then this one is smaller like this, and then this one is longer like this. No, I'm teaching you exactly what you are going to be doing when you're actually designing in real life for clients, for people. So this is exactly what I do, and this is what you have to do. So let's assume you have a task that has this kind of, let's say maybe it was like this. I don't know exactly the width you used. You just need to use like a frame to guide yourself. So let me click on F and click on this desktop here. Okay, so this is, you can see this is the width we are using. This is the width you are meant to use. I'll drag it here. So let's say this is your own task, right? This is the one you have done that has a longer width. What I'm just going to do is click on that one, that task you have done, then drag the width like that, adjust it. Can you see? You will now know that, okay, this and this, they are the same width. Do you understand? So use this one, which is, click on letter F and go to desktop as your guide. This should be how your design should be. Do you get? So your design should be able to enter inside this. Do you understand? Phoebe, is that clear?
Yes, yes, I'm going to try that. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
no problem. Yeah, Wale, over to you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Now you just got what I have been asking since. You just answered my question. Since I did not know you could actually enlarge that frame. I thought it was what, when you click on desktop, it was anything they give us, that is all we could use. I never knew we could enlarge or even enclose it.
Oh,
Thank you
God.
for.
Thank
That's what I was trying to
I
explain yesterday.
Yeah, maybe
And
I didn't just get exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad that Phoebe asked, and we were able to solve two problems at the same time. So yeah, does any other person have another question? Jeff, do you want to explain what you have been telling them to do in the group, in terms of like your name? So what Jeff has been saying is change your name, right? Change your name. What exactly did he write? Let me check it. I think C dot M stroke your name, I guess. Kelvin, go ahead. You can ask your question.
How do we make the web page conducive for all devices?
Okay, what you mean is, how do I make the web page responsive, right? Which means you can use, like, have a design for web, have a design for tablet, have a design for mobile, right? So you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, you have to design them differently. Yeah, sometimes some developers can work after you have designed just the website, and then they can do the responsive screen for the mobile. But sometimes it's always best that you have the web view and also the mobile view. So if you were to create mobile, we are going to also do that. That's going to be our next thing we are going to be doing, focusing on mobile. You get mobile design, so we are getting there, right? That's why I'm not rushing everybody at the same time, but I think I like the question you asked, because if we were to do the web of this, we are just going to go to F again, go to, this is desktop, so I go to phone, and maybe choose any phone device that is suitable. Maybe I think I always use 14. I think I use 14. Maybe, yeah, I think I use 14. Then that way you can now start dragging. So let's say I'm doing a landing page on a phone, I can just drag, and then I start designing. I come here, right, shopper. So of course there will be like a, what's it called, header. I mean, what do you call it? Where you see your battery and everything. The name is skipping my head, but you know, where you see your battery, your time, all those things is obviously going to be here first. But I'm just showing you like a responsive screen for this. So let me even use layout grid as well. Columns. We use, what should I use? Let me use 40. All right. Now I can, this is even more than what we plan to do, but like, let me just go ahead because I feel like, okay, so I go to Iconify, go to plugins. You know, I've searched on Iconify before, that's why it's showing, so let me just click on it. Iconify. So I'll go to like menu, and then you can see these three. I drag it out. So because you know it is a, let me change the color to black. Now because you know it is a mobile view, right? You cannot be seeing all these things in mobile view. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't be seeing all these things in a mobile view. You rather be seeing it under a menu. That's why if you open a website today, you cannot be seeing home, about us, this, like this, like you can't see like that. They rather put it inside a menu, then when you now click on it, it opens. You get, so that's how you design responsive screen. So like for this one now, let's say I carry this text, Ctrl C, come here, I paste Ctrl V, so I can adjust. Let me change the color to 0. I can adjust this 74, maybe I make it 55. Can adjust it. Can you see how I'm adjusting? I can maybe reduce it. Should I make it bigger? Okay, let me just use this. Or I can make it center aligned. Remember how I said we can make things center aligned? We come here. Can you see the align center like that? So you can do that, or you do it left aligned like this. Any of your choice, right? So I can do that. Let me reduce this text. I think it's too big. Maybe I should use this. Yeah. Shop smarter, live better. I write the subtext. This is the subtext, right? I'll bring it here. Are we learning? Are we understanding what I'm doing? I'm trying to do a responsive screen for okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is outside what we plan to do, but like, because you asked the question, I feel like I can just show you how people actually do responsive screens. So I can bring this, Ctrl C, come here, Ctrl V. I'll change the color to, okay, let me just change this color to black safe. This is just making me to, then change this one to white. Yeah. Then I make this one center aligned, so that maybe reduce this one is 20, so it's too big. So let me use it to 16 or even 14. 14 is also good for mobile. Let me just make it 16. Yeah. So that way I've been able to do what, this first two, right? I can also put this button here, Ctrl C, come here, Ctrl V, drag, So I'll be able to do what? One, two, three. Now I go to this one. I can click on my shape, Control C, come here, Control V. Okay, you can see it. Just editing like that. I'm adjusting it. Okay, so I'm just adjusting, editing. I can bring this shape, this image, Control C, come here, Control V, and adjust. Although I don't think I'm going to add this image to it because it makes it look weird, but yeah, I'm just showing you how you can, you know, bring, and like you can just continue and so on and so forth. You come to the next section, you bring featured products, and you just keep designing. Do you get? So that's how you have like a responsive screen. Do you get? And you can just design for like different kind of screens. Do you understand? So yeah, that's just basically how um, responsive screen is. You start from, I like to start from the web because you see things on a wider view, and then you can now start adjusting. Yeah, please go ahead, Wally.
Yeah, sorry, I want to digress a bit too. For that mobile mobile app responsive screen, if you want to put all these things, it will be so long.
Yes, but
Oh,
that's how. So this is what I'll say. For instance, now, because yes, it will be long, but the truth is, as designers, you have to just think about the experience of people. So, for instance, now let's say I'm designing this future product. I can't start doing that right now, but let's say I'm designing this future product. Instead of putting all these four, I can put two, maybe hoodies and shirts. I can put hoodie and shirt, and the next button I'll just put is view all. So when they now click on the viewer, you cannot take them to the page. You get, because if I put one, two, three, four, they will have to scroll, 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 scroll. So as a designer, I can say, okay, this is going to be too long. So I can put two products after writing featured product, and I put this text. This product. I put it here. Put this product. I put it beneath. Then I'll just put view there. Then shop collection again. I do the same. You get, so you just have to know how you're going to manage your space and try to make sure that it is not a very tiring process for your users to navigate through the screen. Because me, if I see something that maybe doesn't even look good or it's just too long, I'm just going to get tired. You get, but if it's something that I can see the information I need to see fast, then I will do that. Do you understand? So that's basically how you design. So yeah, that's what I'll say. Mobile design can look a bit longer, but you should learn how to manage your space so that it does not take so much space. Learn how to manage them so that maybe the user can go to another page and view everything he wants to see or something, instead of putting everything on one page and making the whole process very tiring for the users. So yeah, so that's just basically it. Well, I hope you have been able to learn something today, and we have been able to know exactly how to design a landing page, what to start with, and how to go ahead. Yeah. Phoebe, you're raising your hand.
Yes.
Okay.
So I want to ask a question concerning layout guide.
Okay.
So I want to know if there is a standard number of column, margin, or is it gutter now to use while designing? So is there a specific number?
Okay. So the truth is there is no specific number, right? But
Can I answer this?
okay, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, there is. I know Francis said there is no, but web for web, I'm going to say for web, right? Um, if you're working with the web screen, that's the desktop, which is mostly uh, 1440, like for the width. The standard column to use. So we use the column count
So I can't
of.
hear you clearly.
Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me clearly.
Okay, yes,
I
I
can hear
can
you.
now.
All right, so I'm coming. Let me. We use the column count of 12. All right, and then the margin of I'm coming. Let me open my this thing so that because it's been a while since. Now I just opened Figma and design, but yes, for beginners, right? Like the reason why France can say okay, there is no because he has gotten to a level where he doesn't need it, right? But for beginners, to just help you to keep you in check, there is a what's it called? There is a standard. So we have column count of 12. Then we have margin. So your margin should be 100. And then your gutter is always is constant. Right? Gutter will be 20. And then your um, gutter is the space in between each columns. I know you guys, you see those space in between each column. That's called the gutter. Gutter is 20. Then the margin is the space from the edge of your screen to where your column starts. Right? Margin is the edge. So the margin is 100. Right? So column count is 12. The margin is 100. The gutter is 20. Did we get that? Don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I hope we all know what. I believe in the first class, Francis showed us what gutter, columns, and all of that. This is it. You can see it on Francis' screen here. You can see, yeah. So column count is 12. The margin is 100. The gutter is 20. So gutter is always 20. Then if you want to work on row, so for row, that one there is no standard to row. But if I want to do row, I do
I
for
can't hear
row.
you.
I'll make. Can you hear me, Francis? So for row, right? If you go to row, you add you the column count should be 1, right? Then the type you will not put it on stretch, you put it on top, right? So instead of stretch, you put it on top because the reason why you want it to be on top is yeah, you want to use it to measure your navigation bar, right? So if you change it from top, from the type to from stretch to top, it's going to give you height. So height, what you're going to do with height is for the height you can use 50 for the height. And then the offset, you can use 0 for offsets. 50, that's 50 for height. Then offset, you can use 0. So it's going to go to the top. So your height, it depends on how you want. Like this nav bar that Francis did now, you can see that 50 did not fit. So that's why I said there's no standard for row. So you can use from 45 to maybe 70 or 80. You can use thereabout for your navigation bar. Right? Just fitting in your nav bar. So anyone that works for you within that range. So this is for beginner level, right? So that you just it helps you just keep your design in check. But as you begin to grow, you might tend to like some projects now, instead of using column count of 12, I may use 10, right? Or sometimes I may even use column count of 1, and then my margin, instead of using 100, I may decide to use 150 or 200, depending on the projects I'm working on or how I want it to look like, right? But to be safe, at the beginner level, your column count should be 12, your margin should be 100, your gutter should be 20, and then the type should be on stretch, right? Then if it's row, the type should be on top. Your width, you can change your height if you want to, and then the offset should be 0. I don't know if that made sense, guys. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff, for that. I hope he has been able
Yeah.
to.
Sorry. So another thing I want to mention is the reason why I always say you guys should rename your file so that it's going to be easy for me to when it's like when I go to my Figma, what's it called, my dashboard, it will be easy for me to spot your design and know which person design is which, right? Like so that I'll not be seeing someone name their own chessboard. I don't know who is chessboard. If I want to grade you, it will be difficult. So imagine if you send me a DM and say, "Oh Jeff, can you help me to check my work? There's something I'm to see." I can't go and start looking for go and start opening all the design and then looking for the owner of the file. So it's easy if you just put your name there. I can even search. And so please, guys, make sure you rename your file. Thank you so much.
Shaliwa, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right, so I had a question concerning the text. With
Okay.
there was a time I was using Figma that I could stretch the text from like instead of it flatten and like increase in height. But then I don't see that feature anymore. I mean, since they switched up their URL and everything. So I was wondering if there was like an easier way. I checked online, they were like, I should change the text into a vector. But I was wondering if there was like an easier way to go about that.
Like to increase your text.
Like to increase your text.
No, no, not the increase the text size, increase the text height. Not line height, not the space height, or like the text itself stretching out.
Uh,
Uh,
okay.
okay.
So I think what you're talking about is, you said not the line height, right?
Yeah, not the line height. I know, not the line height or
Okay,
the
like
spacing in between.
Okay, like
to make this
to make
this
this
stretch.
stretch.
Yes.
Uh,
Uh,
I wouldn't say.
I wouldn't
I don't know
say
if there's any
I
feature
don't know
right
if there's
now
any
that can make
feature right now
that
that can make
happen
that happen.
on Figma or something.
So, like, what stretch
Like
is she
what's
talking
the
about?
stretch?
I
Is
think
it
what she's trying to
I
say
think
is
what you guys did.
like this now. This shop, instead of not increasing the line height or anything, like to just make this S like drag
Like
up,
just make
drag up.
this
Do you get?
is like drag up,
Do you understand?
Longer, yeah,
yeah.
anyway,
okay, okay,
yeah.
okay, okay, okay.
I don't.
So, so well, it used to happen before. I used to do it on Figma before. Like today, so I tried doing it. I was working on projects and I tried doing that. I had to convert it to Vector. Maybe it's still there. I don't know. I have to do
I mean,
research
I've
to
not
check
tried it,
because
so
I don't use it. I don't use it often. I used to use it before,
yeah.
but I tried it today, like this morning,
Like
and
Yeah, same
I
here.
had to convert it to
I have
Vector,
to convert it.
which was annoying.
Yeah, I think you may have
All
to.
right, no problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Thank you.
yeah. You're welcome. Okay, is there any other question? Okay, if there's no other question, um, please follow our Instagram. Our Instagram is the Checkmate community. So please follow our Instagram if you haven't followed. Please follow. It's very important. Let's keep growing. And don't forget, tomorrow you are to submit your your assignment like this, not one section. I want to see the whole thing. Once I hover like this, I should be able to see that everything is inside the frame. So please make sure you do that. And what else? Yeah. Tomorrow we are going to be doing a review session. So by the time you submit your design, we are going to review. So the deadline to submit is 6 p.m. so that we can grade it, do everything we need to do, and by 8 we're going to start our review session, and then Jeff, should we announce our this thing tomorrow, or we should keep it to Sunday? Which of them? Like our top designer for the week.
Let's hold on to Sunday.
Okay.
Please, guys. Some people have not sent their
Yeah.
not submitted their assignment. It's very
Okay.
difficult to do.
So tomorrow we're doing a design review session. Then on Sunday we'll now be announcing the designers for the week. Yeah. So make sure you do your work and do it well. Like make sure it's clean. Yeah. So yeah, I wish us all the best and happy designing, guys. Don't forget to follow us, subscribe, like, comment, share, everything. Yeah. Bye, guys. Good night. See you tomorrow.